one really important component to protecting your peace is forgiveness. If you have people in your life that have hurt you, and it doesn't mean that you have to keep them in your life. You can absolutely have a conversation or kind of, try and filter people out of your life. I believe if you really want peace, because you can filter people out of your life, but still be like hanging on to the hurt that they have caused you, forgiveness is huge, I believe. And it's a practice. It takes a lot of time. It takes prayer or meditation, whatever you do, to really be able to reframe or just try and understand where they're coming from, but say, this person doesn't need to be a part of my life, but I forgive you and let go, because you're never going to have personal peace.
Yeah.
Yes, you send them love from afar. They don't need to be a part of your life, but forgiveness is peace.
Oh, it's such a tool and a gift to yourself.
Yes, it's a gift to yourself. And then you are open for other relationships, friendships, if you can forgive.
And the more you're hanging on to that resentment, if you don't, the opposite is true. If you're hanging on to it then you become that negative person that people don't want to be around. So if you're finding yourself in that dilemma, think through what kind of relationships need to be cleaned up in your life. Where can you forgive? Where can you let things go, reset, start fresh? And, no matter what stage you're at, you can cultivate and deserve to have loving, good friendships that can support you and uplift you in all the ways that you deserve. And so we want you to have that and do that. And forgiveness could be a very big key in doing so. Thank you, September, for bringing that up. The next one, is impatient. So nobody wants an impatient friend. And the characteristics that are listed with that are to be undecided, to be lazy, a chatterbox, pessimist, impulsive, immature, grouchy, vain, suspicious, irritable, and a gossiper. All of those things they've categorized as impatient. I'd say some of them seem impatient and some are just could stand on their own, but
it's interesting that pretty much this whole list is the opposite of what you want to be, right? So if you want to focus on the positive things, the negative, you just don't have, you can't hold two opposite feelings or opposite.
I know. It's really interesting from our last podcast, the things we talked about I felt so energized. Like, it's just like talking about this negative stuff. Don't you feel like a different energy?
Well, words have, and it was like,
yes, I do feel a totally different energy because we're talking about our negative attributes, and we were just so energized before, but it needs to be talked about.
Well, it needs to, for warning. I mean, just like what to look for,
and also
self-check. But I love that you said that, because words really do matter. And they carry a vibration that can lift you or detract from you. I did a meditation recently where she played music and said different words. So she said positive words, and then she said negative words, and asked us to pay attention to how we felt in this state of meditation. And it was really incredible to see the difference of what came to mind and how you felt just from her saying these different words. It does matter. This is the last one, girls. This is a big one. Competitive. And what makes up competitive in these studies was censorious, self-centered, selfish, jealous, ironic, narcissist, self-seeking, and easily offended.
Some people wave that badge of honor of honesty, and they feel like they can say whatever
in the spirit of honesty when it's just rude.
Honesty. Yeah,
doesn't give you this open ticket.
Right. Oh, if it isn't uplifting, unless someone asks you, what is the thing you always say? Unsolicited advice
is always
it's
criticism. Yeah. So if they didn't say, "Do you like my shirt?"
It'll be like that isn't working for you. By the way, that actually is a really good color.
I know. It's one of my favorite colors on you.
Yes.
In fact, I just went to a Denver.
We keep picking on the shirt.
I just went to a Denver Broncos game and was searching for orange in my closet. Mine's full of pink.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I wish I were in Katie's closet. She has such great orange color. It's throughout a lot of this color.
That makes your blue eyes pop.
Thank you.
Well, that works with these girls. If you are not happy with yourself, that is a symptom of, being easily offended is a symptom of not liking yourself.
Yeah, being critical of your own self. That's when you're critical of others.
Along those lines, so learning how to take a compliment. Like, take a compliment if someone gives you
Yes. Oh, this.
that's like
Oh my gosh, I've had this forever.
my daughter
Yes.
taught me how to do.
She is great at that. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes.
She just says, "Oh,"
And that's mature. That's mature at her age, because usually younger people are like, "Oh, I don't like."
oh, this.
Yeah.
But then you make the person who's giving you a compliment
Feel bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely mean that.
Yes.
But still, I'm
Yes.
questioning.
So what do you think, because this just got asked to me by one of my sons, if the tendency is when you give someone a compliment that it triggers them to compliment you back?
They don't like that, or they expect a compliment.
Well,
want
a person was saying they didn't like to receive all their compliments that way because it felt disingenuous, like you're only complimenting them back because they complimented you.
I feel like, so he feels like if he compliments if someone compliments him, he has to compliment them back.
Well, he does that naturally. It's like
Yes.
he just like probably if
Yes.
someone says, "Oh, I love your shirt," and he'll be like, "Oh, thanks, I love yours too." And then that other person was saying they don't like to receive compliments in that setting. They would
Yes.
prefer that they just take the compliment and not just mimic it back because it
Yes.
feels less
It
genuine
feels
when you're just
disingenuous. Yes.
mimicking it back. So he paused and thought about that, and he was like, "Is that true?" And I was like, "Well, I could see it. It could be true for somebody."
Yeah.
Just practice taking compliments.
Yeah.
Just take it and then maybe later compliment them.
Yes, I agree.
Is
with that
probably going to be
because-
more well received.
Yes, I agree.
I know.
Even if you felt those things about another person, like you're like, wow, I was just thinking you look amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone complimented you, it does automatically feel like,
Yeah. Well, I think there's the intent behind it, because if you really do mimic it back because all of a sudden your attention is drawn to it and you're like, "Oh, and I love your shirt too,"
then that's more genuine.
genuine. But if you're just like parroting it
Right.
because you feel like you have to,
Right. And
people probably feel that.
And I agree. I feel like if you do something genuine, if you truly are being genuine about something, people feel that and receive it.
Yeah, and just be genuine.
So if your son truly feels in that moment wanting to be generous in it, you should never repress a generous thought.
Yes.
I think. But if you're just doing it because you feel like you need to reciprocate, then maybe
Right. And then that goes back to where we started, where you were saying, be honest, be true. Don't just parrot back a compliment because you
people
think you
can
need
feel
to,
it.
because they can feel that, versus because you may not like their hair as well, but if you're a people pleaser and you just want to make people happy and they say, "I love your hair," "Oh, I love your hair," If you don't say it.
Right.
Just receive the compliment and be done.
But yeah. Thank you. Is a great. I mean, I've watched.
I love that about her, and she does it in such a happy. Thank you. It's so cute.
Cute. She has a different voice.
Yes.
A different head pop.
It's amazing because it's just like she takes it as a gift, and then the person.
Feels it as a gift.
Yes.
That they gave that.
I feel good about complimenting her because, but I've learned that from her through the years. I mean, she's been doing this forever, and it's interesting because I've learned from her that is the way.
It's so great when we learn things from our kids.
Yeah, I'm like, you're really good.
Yeah.
We're creating a better generation, girls. That's the goal. We create these kids to be even better than we are.